couple of people.
Did you get some rest?
Yeah, I did. And I got thinking, okay. All right, you said, I said, okay, if Vernon had come up and told me, that he was going to be, all the way for the rest of his life, we'd never be together and all this kind of stuff because of the Sims girl. Okay. I think I would devise a plan. A very simple plan. Get in there, get out, take care of the problem.
In October 1987, 21 years after the murder, Larry Campbell gets a phone call, and on the other end of the call is Mary Charles LaJoy Fox. And she has some things she wants to get off of her chest. She needs to talk. And so Larry Campbell says, sure, come on in, happy to talk to you.
The reason for that call was that there was an article in the newspaper, and Mary Charles got concerned that she was possibly going to get arrested. So she reached out to a friend of hers, Patricia Sunday, and talked about this. And so Mary Charles decides she's coming back to Tallahassee.
And so she talks for nearly 6 hours with the camera running about well, what if I was involved? What if Vernon actually entered the house? What if I was at the house?
The two suspects that, according to Sheriff Campbell, were never cleared were two teenagers who lived nearby.
Mary Charles LaJoy liked to be called Charlie. She came from a troubled background. She was adopted. She described her adoptive parents as being abusive to her.
There was physical abuse.
By who?
Well, both parents.
Who was?
My mother. Beating.
Why?
Just because I existed, just because I was.
She was going to college in Madison at that time, Madison Junior College, and they could hardly keep her with a roommate because she freaked out everybody that they put in the dorm with her.
According to Sheriff Campbell, on her bed at a dormitory, there was a poster hanging over the bed that said, a tasket, come sleep in my casket.
All of a sudden you became absolutely totally obsessed with that.
Do you blame me?
I'm asking, when did that start? No, I don't blame you at all. I'm trying to help you.
It seems like it was in '65.
She was near obsessed with this business, the funeral industry.
Mary Charles went to Beavis Funeral Home so many times that they asked her not to come back.
She broke in another funeral home and stole funeral shrouds and slept in them.
They were freaked out by her being there and her interest that went beyond a professional interest or even a curiosity to something that they were alarmed by.
Daddy finally asked her not to come around anymore. I mean, it was, she was an unusual person.
She had no friends. She talked about with Sheriff Campbell that she didn't have acceptable clothes, so she didn't fit in. She had one friend, and that was Vernon.
First time I saw her, God, she was a pretty little thing. I was in the 5th grade and she was in the 3rd grade. She was my sister's friend. She was at the house bouncing on my sister's bed. Man. She was a gorgeous little girl. She really was.
They got to know each other in elementary school and were friends. They began a romantic relationship when Miss LaJoy was still a teenager.
His parents did not approve of him seeing LaJoy, and so they had to sneak around.
Her parents disapproved of him and his parents disapproved of her, and each set thought the other one was weird, and they were both right, I guess.
He is a college student at that time. Believe he was going to the junior college at that time. He had done about 4 months in the Air Force and was discharged for mental health reasons.
His family life, it was as dysfunctional as the the LaJoy family was.
He has problems with his father. He is angry about his father having an affair with another woman and being very blatant about it.
Mrs. Fox was a very nice person. Dr. Fox was one of the head criminologists in the United States, taught out here at FSU for years. He was an alcoholic.
He doesn't work. His mother gives him money to go to the movies with Mary Charles, things like that. He doesn't have a car. Here's somebody that's struggling.
They lived across the street, pretty much across the street from me and Ann.
The back corner of his property touched the back corner of the Sims property, so their property was open, there was no fence. His girlfriend, Mary Charles LaJoy, she lived just down Von Seal Avenue, about 2 blocks away. So within, at most, a 3-minute walk, 2-3-minute walk, you've got all three of the people of interest in this case. You've got the Sims family, the Foxes, and Miss LaJoy.
We did determine that there was some prowler activity and, peeping Tom activity in the neighborhood.
There's an interesting correlation between some of the prowler reports and Mr. Fox's presence and absence from Tallahassee. The reports decline when he is in the Air Force and at UF. They pick back up in June of 1966 when he comes back to Tallahassee.
So roughly a week before the murders on October 22nd, so this would be around October 15th, Vernon Fox Jr. is spotted peeping in on Joy Sims.
You told us last night that Vernon maybe had trouble with the little girl, Joy Sims. Why?
Well, like I said, like if he was back there, preying on her, like you said, the neighbors saw him standing back there under the banana trees.
Did he try to talk to her in the yard? Did he try to watch her from the backyard? We don't know that, but obviously Mary Charles was worried about that because she said, if I'm going to lose the only friend I ever had, they must have thought that the Sims were going to report on that.
No. Because, prowler. No.
This is why I think that I went in there and did it. Vernon was in trouble. Some kind of damn trouble. And I was going to lose the only friend I had.
Here's the perfect all-American family that has everything that she doesn't have. They have acceptability. They have loving parents. They get along. Their children are loved in the Sims house. She doesn't feel loved. She doesn't feel accepted. And here, now her boyfriend is maybe, paying attention to this girl.
Vocalized in here for the last 2 days. What in the world, when he had you, could he see in her? Plus, at the same token, here was a little girl
Who was going to get both of us?
who had she's going to get you all in trouble.
I'm kidding.
But on the other side, here's a little girl who had everything you did. And she wasn't as smart as you, or she wasn't as good looking as you, she wasn't this or that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Here's the jealousy. Here's the things that were going on in their lives that would lead them down this road. Why would they hate a family so much that had done nothing to them?
If Vernon had been out there looking at Mrs. Sims, okay, I'd say, hey, okay, nothing's wrong with the guy, At least she had something to look at.
Yeah.
But my God, that kids, those girls are,
Yeah.
I mean, really they are. And they wouldn't have had anything to do with Vernon.
So on the night of October 22nd, Mary Charles LaJoy claims that she and Vernon Fox Jr. were to drive-in movie.
Did you leave early?
I thought that we stayed for 2 movies, and then it went into a 3rd movie.
Okay.
This is what I thought, and apparently y'all say I'm wrong.
The ticket taker at the drive-in apparently knew them, but he remembered that they left after the first movie.
From the beginning, Miss LaJoy and Mr. Fox were changing their story with the police officers. There are many inconsistencies between the stories, and as a prosecutor, discrepancies in fact, otherwise known as a lie, carry a lot of weight with the jury.
What Mary Charles and I did on that night, about 7 o'clock I went down to Levy Park and she met me, picked me up, we went to the movies. After the movies we went to a secluded area and had sex in a car.
In 2016, Vernon is telling us that he went to a lover's lane, that they had sex. But it's interesting that Mary Charles, in her '87 interview, said that they weren't sexually active, and she said that's not what she was interested in.